Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Film Bouillabaisse. Tonight we are talking about everyone's favorite horror book as a child, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which recently came out as a full feature film. Did you read those stories when you were like a tween or young teenager?
No, I read Goosebumps by R.L. Stine.
Well, you can read both.
Nope, just one or the other.
We're here to talk about the film, which I thought was going to be a series of vignettes, and it's not really. So tell us a little bit about it.
I thought this was a nice little spooky Halloween movie, nothing too special, but it takes place during October, and it's about these teenage kids who get into some trouble, and various scary things happen to them after they discover a hidden book, a book of scary stories in a house, an abandoned haunted house. And then you have one after another, bad things happen to the kids, and these are the scary stories.
Did you like the overarching framing device?
Yeah, I like the beginning of the movie a lot because it really kind of did a good job of setting up that kind of like October Halloween feeling that you get when you're all excited for the holiday to come up and school's I guess school's just started. I don't know about that, but I didn't go to school. But it has that nice Halloween-y, October-y feeling, and I thought they did a very good job. It felt kind of old-fashioned. I can't remember, was the story set in modern days or was it set in the past? It was set in the past, right?
It was set in the past. They didn't have cell phones from what I recall. Their garb was, maybe, 1950s costuming.
Yeah, so it was set in the past and it had that kind of good Americana, like we're Americans and we celebrate Halloween feeling, which was great. I like that.
Halloween is great. So the word scary is in the title. Did you find any of these stories scary?
Mildly scary. It wasn't super scary. I felt like this was sort of an awkward in-between movie where it sort of feels like it's for kids. It's like the kind of spooky Halloween movie like Hocus Pocus that you would watch every Halloween as a kid. But it's a little bit scarier and a little bit darker than most kids would be okay with. So it's a little bit in the netherworld of between an adult movie and a kid movie, I thought.
Well, and there's a little bit of language, too, that people may not want their 12-year-old hearing, but nothing bad. It's certainly not worse than a PG-13, and it's probably a very mild PG-13, if it even is that. There are a couple of actually scary bits in the movie. Nothing that's going to keep me as an adult awake, but it was scarier than I anticipated. I think, though, the most horrifying part, and this is in the trailer, is the girl who has the boil on her face, and you know what's in there.
That's definitely the scariest part, for sure.
But the payoff, the culmination of that is graphic, horrifying, grotesque, and ghastly.
Gruesome as well.
That's why we pay you the big bucks here on Film Bouillabaisse. Who would you recommend this film to?
I would recommend this film to like young teenagers, like 14, 15-year-olds probably. I think they would enjoy the scariness of it, but it wouldn't be too scary for them. I think it's a good film to watch during the Halloween season. I actually think it was released too early. I think if this film had been released in early October, mid-October, it would have been much better. Early, like mid-August, I guess it came out. Too early to watch this kind of movie. You need to watch it around Halloween time.
It didn't feel like fall. I mean, it's over 100 degrees here in Florida as we film. So it doesn't feel crisp. It doesn't feel fall. It doesn't feel like Halloween. It doesn't even feel non-abrasively hot.
Yeah, that's Florida for you.
Okay, so Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Would you see part 2? I'd
probably see part 2 largely because I now have Reel Unlimited and I can see movies for free. If I had to pay for it, I probably wouldn't see part 2. I will say, I went into this movie thinking it was directed by Guillermo del Toro because I saw his name on the posters and stuff, but it was just produced by him. And so it's not directed by Guillermo del Toro. So I was a little surprised and disappointed going in thinking, this doesn't feel like a Guillermo del Toro film. But yeah, it isn't. That's why.
Okay, well, thanks for watching our latest episode of Film Bouillabaisse. Check that out or don't. Maybe you feel nostalgic for the books of your youth, and maybe you just don't like scary films, but you want something mildly scary. This is kind of a diet soda version of an actual horror film.
It has scarecrows in it, which I like. Scarecrows are an underrated horror movie prop.
I mean, talk about Uncanny Valley.
Right?
We'll see you next time. But
That's all, folks.